Welcome to MojoPlays. If you're not familiar with the Witcher saga, whether in games, books, or the upcoming Netflix series, we totally forgive you for thinking there is only one Witcher, seeing as the title of the franchise is singular and it's another name for the protagonist, Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Despite the singular title for the series, however, Geralt isn't the only one. There are multiple Witchers and a few Witcher schools as well, and if you've consumed this saga across all mediums, you'd know that the number of Witchers in total, whether alive or deceased, is just north of 50. Now, that's not a huge number, but considering that being a Witcher is a thankless job that requires a lifetime of training that not everyone survives, and we're lucky there's even one Witcher left alive that's still willing to do the job, or else we'd not have this amazing franchise.
You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a Witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations?
So, how many Witchers are there, you ask? Well, prior to the Witcher 3 story, there were 8 Witchers confirmed to be alive, and the number climbs to as high as 25 if you take into consideration rumors and speculation about what the statuses of other Witchers are. So, let's take a look at exactly who's left and from what school they originate. The school everyone is most familiar with is the School of the Wolf, seeing as it's home of Geralt of Rivia and his mentor Vesemir. Located in the north of Kaer Morhen, it was one of the most important Witcher schools in its day until a mob-fueled human-led attack against Witchers nearly caused its extinction. Once knowledge of the Trial of the Grasses was forgotten, the school was unable to train any more Witchers and finally collapsed. There are 4 members of this school still alive and 4 unconfirmed. As mentioned, the 2 most important Witchers from this school are Geralt and Vesemir, representing the new and old guard of Witchers, but there are 2 other Witchers still alive from the Academy as well, in Eskel and Lambert. Eskel is the same age as Geralt, and the 2 grew up and trained together to become Witchers at Kaer Morhen, while Lambert is one of the youngest Witchers ever trained and also one of the last to successfully graduate from the School of the Wolf. While there are a few members of this school that could potentially still be alive because their whereabouts are unknown, like one-time instructor Osbert, weapons trainer Sorrel, and Gascadin, Clovis stands the best chance of still being alive since there are rumors that other Witchers had run-ins with him. But ultimately, as of this moment, it's uncertain whether Clovis is alive, just like Osbert, Sorrel, and Gascadin. The School of the Cat is a nomadic group of Witchers known for their cruelty and psychotic natures. They remain a group of outcasts even in the Witcher community and are known to have taken out contracts on humans as well as monsters. There are 3 members of this school still alive in Gaetan, Jade Carradine, and Matt Kean, while there is up to 6 members whose statuses are uncertain. Gaetan is in The Witcher 3 briefly, and it's up to Geralt to decide whether he lives or dies after he slaughters an entire village and Geralt investigates his actions. Jade Carradine is also in The Witcher 3, and again, whether he lives or dies is up to Geralt, as Carradine is accused of killing a fellow Witcher, but has since renounced his evil past and now has a wife and kids. Meanwhile, Kian, also in Witcher 3, was originally just an ordinary Witcher, but was later kidnapped by a mage and subjected to a host of demonic experiments, becoming the raging evil being known as Mad Kian. School of the Cat Witchers unaccounted for include the crazed Brehen, the female Witcher named Dragonfly, and Schrödinger, who Geralt references a few times in Witcher 3, along with Joel, Guxart, and Trace. The remaining schools, in the Viper, Bear, Griffin, and Manticore, only have 1 member combined still alive and 3 unconfirmed. There are no living members left in the now extinct Griffin School. The School of the Bear, probably extinct, has 1 member possibly still alive in Ivol of Belhaven, who at one time fought for the Nilfgaardian Empire. The School of the Manticore similarly has 1 member who's potentially still alive in the Witcher known as Merton, who renounced his Witcher past once finding spirituality, thus rendering the Manticore School all but extinct. As for the Viper School, the most secretive and isolated of the schools, it's uncertain whether its leader and Master Witcher Ivar Evileye is still alive or not, but Letho of Gulet is still alive if Geralt left him so during the events of The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings.
Gotta understand, Lewis. You don't betray men like me.
To round out the last of the Witchers that are unconfirmed alive or dead, we must venture outside the traditional school system of Adela, Oliver of Gulet, and Círdan. Adela is only the second of 2 female Witchers. Along with Dragonfly, she was injured and nursed back to health by Geralt, and thus spent time at Kaer Morhen learning the Witcher ways. Little is known about Oliver of Gulet, aside that he may be from the same city as Letho of Gulet. And Círdan, also largely unknown, was once sent to kill Geralt for the death of an outcast witcher, but failed to do so, and Geralt spared his life. And that wraps up this in-depth look at how many witchers remain in the world of The Witcher. Sure, it's a lot of names to absorb in one viewing, but the scarcity of living witchers that this list highlights also goes a long way toward showing the soon-to-be end of the witchers as we know them altogether. They are a dying breed, kind of like gunslingers in old cowboy movies, and it's no doubt why we find them so fascinating. Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.